How you doing? Well, here we are again, getting ready for another city game, which is really exciting, I think, for both universities. I think the city, obviously the schools, the kids, obviously they know each other. They play against each other a lot in summer league games. It's funny because we have our guys watching some of the history of the city game right now, which I kind of fill these guys in on tradition a lot about our program. I thought today was a good day to do it, especially since we played last night. The thing I see that's unique about this game right now, you got two young teams playing each other. I think Pitt's roster is filled with sophomores and freshmen and one senior, and it's pretty similar to ours. You know, now I'm not sure if if Cam's going to play. If he does, then they get another senior in the mix. But right now, I think it's two young teams still trying to find themselves right now. I know we're trying to find ourselves. Two teams, especially I'll talk more about us, just being really inconsistent defensively. And tomorrow's going to be a great challenge. We're going to have to play significantly harder, better, more disciplined, and we're definitely going to have to play to our potential defensively. It's going to come down to competing on the glass. I mean, the last time Duquesne beat Pitt, we out-rebounded them. I think that's what it's going to take to win this basketball game tomorrow night.
Jim, do you see similarities, though? I mean, they've had their struggles defensively, too. I mean, do they look, I don't want vulnerable is the right word, but do you see a different sort of Pitt team?
You know what? I see more like us. I see a youthful Pitt team. I think they play hard. I think them two are trying to figure themselves out a little bit, just like we are. I think they still, obviously, Jamie's teams have the philosophy. I mean, you watch some of the games, and I think they held Kansas State to like 47 points. I mean, so they have it in them. They're defending at certain times. I think they're trying to become consistent defensively, like we are.
Jim, you guys have only played 4 games up to this point.
Yeah.
A lot of teams, Pitt has 7 already.
Yeah.
A lot of teams have more than that. How has that affected this team? I mean, I assume it's less than ideal.
It's less than ideal, but you can only focus on what you can control. You know what I mean? In the process of scheduling, we were supposed to have a game prior to the NJIT game, but that team had to pull out because of something that we couldn't control, and they pulled out, so we got stuck. We had 4 games. So we're not as far along as I'd like us to be. We don't have that game experience that we need, especially with all these young guys. But I can't focus on that. It's not going to change, and it doesn't matter. It is what it is. We've had a longer time to practice then, I guess you could put it that way. But we're getting these guys as much experience as we can. I wish we had more games under our belt going into tomorrow night's game just for the experience. I know Pitt has played significantly better competition than we have in different environments, so I think they might be a little bit more seasoned than we are right now.
As a coaching staff, how did you adjust to that? How did you adapt to that then?
Well, what we did is every Tuesday I just came in and played, and we officiated. So when we were only playing 1 game a week, when everybody else was playing 2, what I would do is normally we had a game on Saturday. Sunday we were off. Monday we came in and practiced real hard. Tuesday we treated it like a game day. We came in, we warmed up, separated the teams, and we played 40 minutes to try to give us But again, it's not the same experience. It's not against somebody else. There's no crowd, and my coaches are awful officials, so I don't think it was very. And I won't comment on what I want to say, but so you can't make up for game experience. There's nothing like it. You can learn so much from a game that you can't learn from practice. But like I said, it is what it is, and we had to do the best we could with it. And we're making up for it right now. We got an unbelievable stretch right now in December, so it all balances out in the end.
Mike Young's taking on a bigger role for Pitt this year. You mentioned rebounding will be big, but how do you think you guys match up against them?
Not well, rebounding, not well, no. And I just challenged my team about that. I don't think we're playing physical enough yet. I don't think we're playing tough enough yet. I think we do it in spurts. I'm not sure. Let me say that again. I'm not sure if we're tough enough to compete on the glass tomorrow. We're going to find out.
Have you seen evidence that a few guys might be, an LG, a Tyshawn might be able to man up against a team like Pitt?
Yeah, we might be. We just have to do it, and you have to do it for 40 minutes, and that's what my concern is. We got everybody. Everybody's got to rebound. The guard's got to rebound. Forward's got to rebound. Everybody's got to rebound the basketball tomorrow, and If we don't do so, and I keep saying tomorrow, I mean Friday, if we don't do so, then we're going to put ourselves at a disadvantage. We have to rebound and compete with these guys. I mean, Mike Young had 10 offensive rebounds in one game, and so didn't, Randall. I mean, he had 10 rebounds, offensive rebounds in one game. That's, and that's what they are. They're getting 50% of their misses back, which is outrageous. And if we allow them to get 50% of their rebounds back, then we're going to find ourselves in a difficult situation.
But that means they're also missing a lot too, though. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean, they're shooting 45% from the field, so that's not that bad. So if you look at it, you're shooting 45% from the field and you're getting half of your misses back, that's a pretty high percentage, and that's what's going to be challenging.
You talked about trying to educate the young guys on the rivalry. For a couple of your upperclassmen, though, I mean, last year you guys were competitive for, a lot of that game. I mean, this is your third year. I mean, is it time? Is it getting to be time where, you guys it's time to win one of these? And not that you don't, and I'm not saying.
Listen, every year it's time. Every time we play a game, I don't care who we play, we expect to win the game. It's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. When is it going to happen? It's going to happen when we play better than them, when we out-rebound them. That's when it's going to happen. We competed last year, but that's not why we're here. We're not here to compete. We're here to win. I think we had the lead. I didn't watch the game yet. I'll watch it tonight. I think we had the lead in the second half last year, probably for the first time in I don't know how many years. But we didn't win it. So, we have to play well enough to win. We have to challenge them. And then that's our job. That's on us to do as a team and as a program. Got a lot of young guys in there. Some guys, never really heard of the city game, especially now that both teams have guys from different places. It's a little bit different. That's why we educate our team on the history of our program.
What did that education, did you just show them tape? Did you give a speech? How did you
we educate them on the history of the program. We have alums come through in the past. But I'll be perfectly honest with you. Last night I went home to break down my game against Howard. And put the TV on for a quick second. On Root Sports was this documentary about the city game. So I stayed up all night and watched it. Educated me on some of the things I didn't know. And then I had our guys watch it today. They're finishing up with it right now. So I think it was something pretty neat. I thought there was a lot of interesting stuff about the city game and how the whole thing evolved and changed and where it's at right now.
You said early in the season that you didn't want to be a team that resorted to just trucking up 3 after 3. And you're not really, by the numbers, but you're also, number 2 in the country behind a team named Incarnate Word. And shoot 3-point shooting percentage. Is that something you hope you can maybe help you keep pace with a team like Pitt? Is you guys are smart and effective from the outside?
Yeah, we have to continue to play the way we're playing. I think we're playing really unselfishly. You want to look at the stat about our 3-point shooting percentage and how many threes we make a game, but look at our assists as well. And we don't just huck them up. I think we're a pretty balanced scoring team. And I think those are more about our pieces fitting together better. I think it's the way we pass the ball and just having the ability to have shooters on the floor. So we still have to get more touches inside. We can't rely on 3-point shooting. But at the same time, when you have guys that can make them, you got to play off each other and take what the open shot is and take what the defense gives you.
How's this front court different than maybe the front court you went into the game last year with?
My front court,
Yeah.
we have more than 2 players.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest difference. Last year we had Ovi and Damo, and LG played some spot minutes. That's really all we had. And they wore us down. They crushed us on the glass. Those guys got fatigued. I think now we have more length at the forward position. We have more bodies to throw out there at the forward position. So we have that depth that hopefully we can compete. Hopefully we can stay fresher longer to allow us to compete on the glass and to score inside. So I think it's a significantly different front court that we have compared to what we had last year. Except that besides Damo, they're all really, really young. So this is going to be their first taste of, big-time college basketball.
Did you see a little bit of LG's ability to kind of, maybe not take over games entirely, but show scoring both on the glass and scoring that flash? You showed a little bit late in the season. Was that when you kind of realized that he could be a huge piece this year, or was it more in the summer when he turned up and all that?
You know what? Last summer, prior to his freshman year, LG had a fantastic summer as a freshman, and even our practices. And then all of a sudden, man, he just hit the wall as a freshman, and confidence was shot. And then at the end of the year last year, his ability came back, and what he was doing in the summer came back. And then, you know, he really worked extremely hard in the spring and the summer, being up here with us in the summer, and improved his game and his versatility, his body. And unlike any kid, especially nowadays, confidence is so much to do with these kids on how well they play. And he's gained a lot of confidence, and he's just improved. So I'm really happy for him. And he does have the ability to take over games, but he does it quietly within his own self. You know, he came up last night with 8 rebounds and a bunch of points. I mean, he can shoot it, he can drive it, he's big, he can post. So, but he's still a work in progress. He's still got a long ways to go. He's a young freshman, and he's young. By age, he's young. But we're really happy with his development, and we're really happy with, you know, what we see as a window for him as well.
Will Des be available for the game?
Yes.
Do you anticipate a little more up and down than maybe it has been, just because of the way that, I mean, Jamie's got a little more quicker, and he's talked about a more athletic lineup than he's had. They sort of have transitioned really the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
Having basically six guys that can
Yeah.
run. Do you anticipate it being a little more?
I mean, I hope so. That's our pace. We want to play at our pace. I think we're one of the higher scoring teams in the country right now. We play at a very fast and aggressive pace. I'd like to get the game at that pace. I don't know if they're going to want to get the game at that pace. That's a question for him. But they have the ability to. I mean, those guys are really good players. They're really good players. You know, and James Robinson can play the game anyway. You know, he can slow it down. He can play it fast. They have versatile forwards. You know, they don't have that big pounded-in center that they're walking up the court for. Mike Young's got great versatility. So, yeah, it could be played at that tempo. I mean, we'll see. They've played fast at times. They by no means do they play slow, like people always say they do. I think their offensive efficiency is pretty high. All right. Thank you.